So, hello, my name is Gianni Nguyen,
Hi guys, I'm Arshia Sharif.
and in this workshop, we will be presenting information about the CNA Scholars PERSIST Program. So, before going to program details, we want to make sure you know that this program is limited to only current CNAS learning community students who have started in Math 5 or 6A this past fall quarter of the academic year. So for students who did not take Math 5 or 6A in the fall are not eligible for this program, but we highly encourage you to apply to other types of research-focused programs, such as NISRIP, Mark U Star, or the Chancellor's Research Fellowship. And if you are selected to be part of PERSIST, you cannot work during the year of your participation in the program. And in addition to that, should you get accepted into the PERSIST program for this upcoming academic year, and you have already received your acceptance into RISE for the summer, you will then need to choose one program to continue with. And so likewise, if you are accepted into Dynamic Genome Bio 20 RISE program for the summer, you will still need to decide to do RISE this summer or participate in PERSIST for the upcoming academic year. And this is implemented to give the most students an opportunity to participate in on-campus research.
So some discussion goals of this presentation. We're going to go over an overview of PERSIST, the benefits you receive from being in this program, and also what you're going to be expected to do part of the program. And then we're going to go over RISE, which again is basically guaranteed acceptance once you get accepted to PERSIST. And then we're going to go over the application process. And then, unfortunately, we can't do a Q&A, but we would be able to do that if that was live. So, PERSIST eligibility and benefits. So, it's open to CNAS sophomores, like Gianni mentioned earlier, Math 5 or Math 6A. Applicants must be current learning community students and must complete their first year learning communities. So that means that you have to have completed your whole learning community for the whole academic year. If you do like fall and winter and then drop your learning community in spring, that wouldn't really count. So it's got to be for the full academic year. And then the PERSIST program itself is a year-long program from fall to spring. So for the whole academic year, every quarter you're paid $1,500 stipend, which is a grant, and that's to encourage you guys to focus on yourselves and your academics and research. And that's why you can't have a job, because you're getting paid this $1,500 by being in this program. So it's very nice. And then RISE of the summer after that academic year is required, and normally it's from June to August, around 2 months. And then RISE pays 5K stipend.
So what exactly is PERSIST and what it stands for? So PERSIST stands for Promoting Engagement, Retention, and Success in STEM Training. So as Arshia mentioned earlier, it is a year-long sophomore success program funded by the National Science Foundation, aimed to increase curricular and co-curricular activities involved in research, peer mentoring, and exploration within the STEM. And so through this, the program aims to promote an awareness of careers in biotechnology industry. So what are some examples of biotech careers related? And so in this slide, it provides some examples. So whether if you are interested in research, working for companies in industry, or want to be more involved with government work, the biotech careers field shows that there's so many fields that you can go into beyond just healthcare. So although some requires a bachelor's, others may require master's degree or PhD doctorate degrees. And with many graduate research programs and graduate programs, they will offer teaching assistant programs and job opportunities, scholarships, or other research stipends so that you can leave graduate school with little to no debt.
So these are the two pictures in 2018 to 19 and 2019 to 2020. Um, this is actually taken at Keck Graduate Institute, which is KGI, which is a graduate school in the Claremont colleges. Um, this is our boss and the person in charge of these programs. Her name is Jen. We call her Jen. And then uh, Gianni, you want to mention? I forget. I think you're better with names.
And so on the left picture, the farmost left individual, that is the president of KGI. And during our visits to the Keck Graduate Institute, sometimes he would come in to check in on us or to even give us feedback on various projects that we might be working on.
Right. And then here, since I'm a Persist mentor, some of these are my students, and then on the very right, that's myself. So yeah, these are just two pictures. And then the peer mentors for this past year was myself and my coworker Gina. Okay, so academic year expectations. So the to once you get accepted into Rise, you have to do an orientation where you'll meet your mentors, meet your co-mentees, and then the faculty principal investigators, which I mentioned in the last picture is Jen. Um, and this will take place on Wednesday, September 30th. It's an all-day event, pretty fun. It's you'll get to, like I said, meet new people and meet with your mentors and present and stuff like that. So during the academic year, as part of the Persist program, you're required to attend biweekly peer mentoring with a senior CNS mentor. So, for example, I meet with my students biweekly for the whole year, obviously excluding finals, and there's a lot of flexibility with that. It's between you and your mentor when you guys want to meet and stuff like that, but you're required to meet with them, and they will help you in terms of careers, in terms exploration, in terms of academics, in terms of finding research, and yeah. And then you're also required to attend NASC 92 during the fall and winter. And um, this is just one class a week, 1 hour. And here you'll be exposed to more ongoing research on campus and also meet different faculty and get a chance to network and get a chance to, again, befriend your co-mentees or part of the Persist program and learn about abstract writing, read about research articles, and yeah.
So in addition to that, another aspect of the Persist program is the Escape. So Escape is a one-day event, typically on a Saturday, hosted by UCR departments, and it's just a career exploration for CNAS sophomores, and it's a great way to get engaged with alumni, develop their mentor network, and explore different careers in sciences and beyond. And so at this event, you have the opportunity to really speak to different professionals of various fields, get to know their stories, their career path, where they are currently and what they do. And it's just a great way to further expand your knowledge of what you can do with with the degree that you are pursuing for your bachelor's. And another thing that we kind of mentioned briefly is the attendance of the CAT Graduate Institute. So this would typically happen once in the fall and once in the spring, and and it is also a one-day event, typically on a Saturday as well. And so during these field trips, you have the opportunity to meet with faculty and graduate mentors at Keck. Some of them may also be alumni from UCR. So if you have questions that you want to get answers or want to know more about the opportunities post UCR at KGI, those are a great way to give yourself more knowledge too. And you have the opportunity to explore the bioscience industry and share your knowledge in a teamwork based project and providing a sales pitch on a hypothetical product um, to promote to society and being commercialized. And this is just an overview of the timeline regarding all of the different events and requirements that are part of the PERSIST program. So here you would meet with your respective seen as PERSIST peer mentor bi-weekly throughout the entire academic year, in addition to the summer when you will be participating in the RISE program. The NASC 92 course would be weekly, consists of weekly meetings in the fall and winter. And the KGI field trips, as mentioned previously, is once in the fall and once in the spring. And you would have the opportunity to have lunches with faculty, principal, investigator, with the dean, or other, and Dr. Wessler or other professionals.
So what is RISE? So RISE is a 10-week paid undergraduate research experience that takes place in the summer. Um, Again, if you're accepted into the PERSIST program, you're also accepted into RISE, and it's a requirement. Um, During RISE, you'll be able to gain valuable research experience, variety lab technique trainings. You'll learn how to communicate better because you have to work part of a team in a research setting. Furthermore, you'll be able to attend seminars and later on present your research, whether that's through a poster presentation um, uh, or a presentation in front of, or a speaker presentation where you're presenting in front of, 100 different people, including faculty, students, etc. So the objectives is to prepare you for graduate school. You'll be able to gain a lot of research experience, so that um, allows you to have a better understanding of how to conduct research, and you'll have a chance to, if you're working on a paper with your lab, to further that. So it prepares you for grad school. um, it assists participants to realize their academic potential and graduate ambitions. So it's also a good way to see if you're interested in research, because you'll be doing it for 10 weeks, pretty much for 40 hours a week, like a full-time job. So it's going to be a really good way to see if you're actually interested in it. Um, you'll be able to have firsthand exposure to UCR graduate opportunities, enhance faculty-student interrelationships. Like I mentioned before, a great way to network with a PI or a graduate student is to be in a lab, and um, you'll get to pick their brains, and they'll be able to mentor you. So that's a great opportunity as well. And then expose faculty mentors to potential undergraduate research interns. So that's a little bit about RISE. So the benefits of RISE, Um, you basically get paid 5K for it by just doing research for 10 weeks. It's a stipend, a grant, so there's no tax uh, applied to it. Like I mentioned earlier, you'll build a relationship with a faculty member. The faculty member actually is paid $500 as well if you're accepted into their lab. And then you'll be able to attend workshops and seminars centered on professional development and graduate school preparation and enhancement. Both Gianni and I did Rise, and we both had poster presentations, and we were dressed up all formal. So uh, that was definitely my first professional setting in a research oriented uh, gathering, I guess. Um, so it was a great experience. People would come around and ask about my research, and it was a great experience. And then the last bullet point just talks about what I just talked about. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits to it.
So, going to more details in regards to the expectations of RISE. So, as Rashia kind of mentioned before, you will be expected to work 40 hours a week. So, that's a full-time job throughout the 10 week of your participation. And of course, this is very different depending on the nature of your lab. And the 40 hours also consists of the different mandatory seminars and workshops that are created to provide you an enhanced experience as a RISE participant. And so, with that, the living and the community arrangements will be handled by the participants. And with this, the stipend that is provided is aimed to assist with this aspect of the expectation. And so, due to the time commitment and the efforts that's required into this, the participants, if you are participating in RISE, attending summer school or working another job is not possible just because balancing everything would just be extremely difficult. And the designated programs events will be mandatory to attend also. And more often than not, this may conflict with your potential summer school schedule or conflict with the job that you may be interested in working for the summer. And some more caveats to persist. And it's just a reminder that if you are interested in participating, then it's either RISE or PERSIST. We want to give multiple students the option to participate in research. So if you are selected in both for RISE or PERSIST, then you would have to choose one, but do understand that PERSIST includes RISE for the following summer. And we cannot stress enough that working is not possible in summer school. That is not possible just due to the time commitment required with the PERSIST program. And if you choose to obtain a job while in the PERSIST program, then you actually risk losing your funding for the remainder of the academic year.
Okay, cool. So this is what the CNAS Persist program application used to look like. Now it's on Google Google survey forum. It's online. Um, but the what it asks is pretty similar. So it asks some basic questions like quarter units completed. So that means how many units you've completed until the time you're applying in college, and then your cumulative GPA. Um, if you've taken Bio 20, now I know some learning communities they take Bio 20 lab, which is dynamic genome, and some learning communities just take Bio 5 lab, the normal one. So oh my bad. Um, no, what did I do? Okay, this is fine. Um, so yeah, and then are you enrolled in the NAC 92 research seminar? And then you're also going to be talking about why you're interested in being part of the PERSIST program and what your research is in the undergraduate, or what your interest is in the undergraduate research, um, and then how PERSIST will positively impact your future goals. So, just as a tip, I'd take a little bit of time to think about why you want to be in this program, what you want to do, research oriented, um, how this will impact your future, and what it means to you. So I would spend a little bit of time thinking about it and writing about it. And uh, and yeah, so let's see. And then towards the end of the application, you're just agreeing to participate in the PERSIST program, participate in the RISE program during the summer after the academic year. And just your signature, a virtual signature. And then so you apply. For this year, the applications were due at 4 p.m. on Friday, May 29th, 2020. For future years, it'll be due towards the end of May normally. We were presenting and we had a student ask us. There is no interview, so it's purely based on your answers to the questions that are in the application. And then you'll be notified by early June of your acceptance. And then acceptance is contingent and will be final acceptance once spring grades are posted. And then there's also a PERSIST meet and greet in June. And then the program participation begins September 30th, like we talked about earlier, where you'll meet your other mentees and your mentors. And yeah, and that's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And with that, we thank you for your time for tuning in to this workshop. If you have any further questions, please feel free to send them towards the SINA scholars at ucr.edu, and we will be more than happy to address them.
Thank you, guys.